Hello. Today I want to give you a brief introduction of the Tektronix TBS1000B oscilloscope. We are going to use it in the lessons and you need to be able to work with it. So I'm going to tell you the very basic things you can do with this oscilloscope. At first we have to activate it here on top. And then we see this screen, this default screen, and we are not measuring anything because we do not have any probes installed. Now I'm going to use a standard probe from Tektronix and I'm going to screw it to channel 1, and with this probe I can measure. Here I can measure a plus voltage, and here I will use it to connect the probe to ground. At first I will measure a probe signal. It's a signal the oscilloscope self creates so that we can see if everything is working good and the probe is working fine, everything has a good setting. Here on the right side we have a signal and a ground pin. I will connect ground to ground and signal to signal, and then the oscilloscope will measure the signal coming from those two metal pins. You can read the signal coming from those metal pins is a 5 volt 1 kilohertz signal. We can move or we can change the settings of our display so we can see the signal very good, but we also can use the auto set function. Auto set works sometimes very good, but you have to be careful because sometimes auto set more or less destroys everything you did. You made good settings, you zoomed very good in, you can see your signal quite good, and then you push the auto set button and everything falls apart. Now auto set worked fine. We can see our block signal or square signal. We can see that it is a 5 volt signal because we can read, we can see 2 volts per division. Every division resembles 2 volts, so we see 2 volts, 4 volts and 1, so we have an amplitude of 5 volts. And we also can measure the time on the XS, but also we can read here it's around about 1 kilohertz. So everything is fine. The probe is working, the signal coming from the pins, we can read out. Everything is correct. I want to show you some settings we can do. At first, here we can zoom or change the scale on the AX. Now, for example, we see 5 volt per division. The same signal, we just zoomed a little bit out. Now I'm zooming in, but it's not really useful. Now I'm zooming out. Of course, if I zoom out too far, it's not useful anymore. If I would do this with the blue signal, nothing would happen because it's just important for signals getting into the second channel, the blue channel. I'm not using it at the moment. I also can change the horizontal settings, so I can zoom in and zoom out on the x-axis. Here I also can see what time resembles one division. Now see 1 microsecond per division, 500 microseconds per division, 250 microseconds per division. I can change it. There are way more possibilities and way more settings, functions, measurements we can do with it. But this will not be part of this video. It was just a brief introduction. And for the rest, you can look for other videos, or you can read the user manual of this oscilloscope. So, have a nice day.